Energy. Energy as electricity, natural gas, or bottled gas is a raw material essential to our business. We use it for marketing. To maintain a comfortable atmosphere for work and a comfortable atmosphere for our customers. And of course, to prepare our products. Used productively, energy makes a major contribution to profits. Wasted, it represents significant profit loss, a loss that can easily be avoided. This system, McDonald's Energy Interlock system, makes it easy to control energy use and energy expense in your store. In one respect, it functions sort of like an automatic dot system. This electronic clock makes sure your energy-using equipment is on when it's needed and off when it's not. And the system helps cut heating and cooling costs by controlling the store's exhaust rate. The Energy Interlock system automatically makes sure exhaust fans are on only when grills and fryers are in use and off when they're not. McDonald's Energy Interlock system gives you a completely automatic way to control energy costs in your store, but you're never locked in to the system's automatic program. You can easily change it if your store has special needs. Let's take a close look at how the Energy Interlock system works for you. The Energy Interlock system provides 3 control modes for energy-using equipment in the store: precondition, daytime, and night setback. The precondition mode is used to bring the store's temperature from night setback to the proper daytime level. It allows only half of each rooftop HVAC unit to function. HVAC outside air dampers remain closed and exhaust fans remain off. So only air presently inside the store must be heated or cooled. The precondition mode brings the store to daytime temperature without setting a demand peak during morning startup. Also, in the precondition mode, power to cooking equipment is off, and that equipment cannot be used. In the daytime mode, the HVAC units are fully operational, and power is made available to all cooking equipment. The system's main function in the daytime mode is to interlock each piece of cooking equipment with the exhaust fan that serves it, and with HVAC outside air dampers as well. When a cooking unit is turned on, the exhaust fan that serves that unit is automatically turned on as well. Also, outside air dampers in the HVAC system open as needed to provide the necessary makeup air. When the cooking unit is turned off, the exhaust fan is automatically turned off, and the proper HVAC damper closes. This assures proper exhaust levels, while the amount of makeup air that must be heated or cooled is kept to a minimum. The night setback mode is for periods when the store is unoccupied. It turns air conditioning systems completely off in summer. In winter, it maintains a minimum temperature of 50 degrees Fahrenheit. During night setback periods, no power is supplied to cooking equipment. All exhaust fans are off and HVAC dampers are closed. The Energy Interlock system is designed for fully automatic operation. The store manager simply sets the system clock to the desired operating times. The Energy Interlock system then performs all necessary operations with practically no further attention. The manager may override the automatic system at any time using the switch labeled Emergency On or Off. This switch must never be used except in a true emergency, such as a complete system malfunction, since improperly overriding the automatic system can cause total loss of accumulated energy savings. The system divides the store into 2 zones: the kitchen and dining areas. These zones may be independently heated or cooled. When neither heating nor cooling is required, vent-only operation is automatically provided. The system control panel provides a number of status and diagnostic lights which make it easy to detect trouble conditions if they should occur and to take corrective action. In addition, the system provides timing circuit for the store's exterior lighting. The heart of the system is this clock, which turns each system function on or off according to a schedule selected by the store manager and programmed into the clock. Let's take a closer look at how the clock is programmed. The clock on this version includes two thumb wheel devices for setting the store's opening and closing times. Notice that the thumb wheels are marked in military time, or 24-hour time, so there is no confusion between AM and PM setting. And an auto load feature that lets you program the clock in one simple operation. All you do is set the top thumb wheel to the store's opening time, set the bottom thumb wheel to the store's closing time, and press the auto load button. And that's all there is to it. The standard program is loaded into the system and it now runs automatically. And here are the status lights on the system panel that give you information about what the system is doing at any given time as it progresses through each programmed 24-hour cycle. Remember that the system splits the store into two heating and cooling zones, the kitchen and dining area, and sets preconditioning, daytime, and night setback modes for each zone independently. Now, let's run through the daily routine of the system and how it operates. Just before the first person is due to arrive at the store, an hour and 40 minutes prior to opening, the auto load program turns on half the parking lot lights. 40 minutes later, half the soffit lights will come on. About 90 minutes before opening time, the system puts the kitchen into precondition mode. This allows half the kitchen HVAC equipment to function, and the kitchen will now begin to heat or cool. 45 minutes before opening time, the system signals it is time for the kitchen to go into the daytime mode by lighting the kitchen daytime status light. However, the precondition light remains on, and the kitchen will not go into daytime mode until you push the cooking start function button, here. The button lights when it's pushed, and now all the kitchen HVAC equipment is fully operational, and power is supplied to all the kitchen equipment as well. Use an up-to-date equipment schedule to determine when individual kitchen equipment units should be turned on or off. The energy interlock system does not automate fire-up of kitchen equipment. It simply prevents units from being left on during non-business hours. When you do turn cooking equipment on or off in the system's daytime mode, the interlocked exhaust fan will automatically be turned on or off, and an outside air damper will open or close. A half hour before opening time, the dining room goes into precondition mode. Then, at opening time, the dining room goes into daytime mode, and the balance of the parking and soffit lights, the beam lights, and the road signs all come on, indicating the store is open for business. When exterior lights are no longer needed, a photocell on the roof causes the system to turn them off. In the evening, when it begins to get dark again, the photocell automatically turns them back on. At the store's closing time, set on the second thumb wheel, the dining room is automatically placed into the night setback mode. In the kitchen, the fillet fryer acts as a system override, keeping the kitchen in daytime mode for as long as the fryer is kept on. If the fryer is turned off, the kitchen is returned to the precondition mode at closing time and will remain in precondition mode for another 90 minutes. This feature allows half the kitchen HVAC equipment to continue functioning while closing chores are being performed. Also at closing, the road sign, the beam lights, and half the parking lot lights and soffit lights are turned off. The remaining parking lot lights and soffit lights will remain on for another hour and 40 minutes, automatically turning off shortly after the last person departs. Even though the system runs automatically, there may be times you want to manually override one or more of the functions. A booklet fastened to the clock gives you all the time cues in the auto load program and also contains simple instructions on how to customize the program to fit your store's individual needs. If you simply want to change the store's opening or closing time, all you need to do is change the opening or closing thumb wheel settings and press the auto load button. The auto load program automatically adjusts to the new schedule. The clock panel also provides early on and early off buttons, which allow you to put the store into precondition or daytime mode before the program time, that's early on, or into night setback mode, and that's early off. Simply press the early on or early off button and key in the appropriate control point number. You can change any one of the time cues in the auto load program, or all of them if you wish, by following this simple procedure. First, determine the control point number you wish to reprogram. The numbers are shown on the clock face and also in the instruction booklet fastened to the clock face. Use the keypad on the clock face in much the same way you would use a calculator keypad. To change an on time, start by pressing the key marked Program On Time. Then press the key that represents the control point you wish to change, say Control Point 2. Now, key in the time cue you wish to write, say 5, 3, 0, and press AM or PM. By pushing AM in this example, you've programmed the kitchen preconditioning mode, Control Point 2, to begin at 5:30 a.m. Notice that the time you have just now entered shows on the clock, so you can verify you've made the right entry. After 8 seconds, the clock will reset to display the correct time of day. To review program time cues again, simply press the Display Programmed On Time button or the Display Programmed Off Time button and the number of the control point you wish to review. Display Programmed On Time, Control Point 2. Now the clock displays the time cue entered in the example we have just seen. Be sure to check the status of the AM/PM indicator when reviewing programmed time cues. Remember, the most common programming error is to enter AM when PM is intended, or vice versa. Whenever you make changes to the auto load program, be sure to note the time cues you've set on the time cue record chart found on the inside of the clock panel cover. This record will be a big help to you if you should ever need to correct an entry or duplicate a custom program. Now, an important point to remember is whenever you press the auto load button, you erase any customizing changes you've made to the auto load program. Therefore, every time you press the auto load button, you must also re-enter any custom time cues. The exterior lights may be controlled manually by turning the photocell switch to on, and the lighting switches on or off as appropriate. When all switches are in the auto position, the photocell on the roof automatically controls exterior lights according to programmed time cues. Now, some older clock panels do not have thumb wheels for setting the store's opening and closing times. These panels do not include the auto load feature, and all control points must be programmed individually, as just described, according to the times listed on the chart inside the panel cover. Full programming instructions are furnished with each panel. The clock without thumb wheels does not automatically reset to the correct time of day after programming has been completed. Instead, the Restore Time button performs that function. Also on the clock without thumb wheels, the Filet Fryer override holds the entire store in daytime mode, not just the kitchen area. The Energy Interlock system is equipped with indicators that make finding and correcting trouble conditions easy. All of these indicators are explained in system instruction manuals. Now, to guard against disruption by power failure, The energy interlock system is protected by a battery which will operate the system for about 35 minutes. If commercial power should fail, the system will automatically switch to battery operation, and the system clock will look like this. The digits on the clock turn off to conserve battery power, but either the AM or the PM indicator stays on. When commercial power is restored, the digits on the clock will again come on. If the power failure has been less than 35 minutes long, no change in system status will have occurred, and correct time of day will be maintained. If a power failure lasts longer than 35 minutes, however, battery power runs out. The clock face will look like this. When power is restored, the system clock will require reprogramming. Follow the instructions on page 2 of the instruction booklet stored inside the panel. In the event the system fails to change modes at the desired time, for example, power to the cooking equipment does not come on when programmed, the most likely cause of the error is that a PM time cue has been recorded when an AM was intended, or vice versa. Carefully check the appropriate time cues using the display time buttons and correct the cues as required. Each energy interlock system panel also has an array of status lights that show the condition of circuits connected through the system. This row of lights shows the status of circuits to the cooking equipment, and these lights show the status of circuits to exhaust fans. If a cooking equipment unit should fail to operate while the energy interlock system is in the daytime mode, check this bottom row of lights to see if the corresponding circuit light is lit. If the light is lit, it means that the energy interlock panel is providing power to the power outlet for that cooking unit. The trouble is not with the interlock system, but with the cooking unit itself. Before requesting service, check these 3 things. Is the cooking unit plugged in? Is the disconnect switch on the exhaust fan in the on position? Is the Ansel system cocked and reset? These are the 3 most likely problems when cooking equipment fails to go on in energy interlock system operation. If the circuit light is not lit, check the circuit breakers and fuses in the interlock panel. A light on the fuse cap indicates a bad fuse. If the circuit breakers and fuses are good, the trouble is in the energy interlock system, and you should request service on the interlock system. If after a piece of cooking equipment has been turned on and is working, and the exhaust fan is not, check the status light for that exhaust fan. If the light is lit, the trouble is with the exhaust fan itself. Check the fan for a broken or loose belt or a burned out motor. If the exhaust fan light is not lit, the most likely failure is in the cooking equipment switch, or else a problem has developed in the wiring. Call an electrician to find and fix the problem. If the whole row of HVAC diagnostic lights is out, check the circuit breaker in the basement for the HVAC unit in question. Check the disconnect switch on the rooftop unit to make sure it is on. And check the control transformer inside the HVAC unit. It may need to be reset. When the energy interlock system is in daytime mode, all the cooking equipment status lights on the panel should be on. Now, all of that may sound a little complicated at first, but with just a little practice, you'll find the McDonald's energy interlock system gives you a very easy way to control energy cost in your store. With the auto load program, it's completely automatic. And there are complete instructions in the booklet inside this clock panel, and in your operations manual, and right on the system front panel itself. Instructions that make custom programming and troubleshooting easy to learn. Remember, energy is a vital raw material in our business. Use it wisely with the energy interlock system.